Did you know the best version of yourself isn't a distant dream, but an already connected part of you? You are not separate from the version that has everything you crave. You are intimately entangled with it. The universe is waiting for a clear signal. This signal isn't just what you verbally desire, but who you choose to be. There is a version of you already living your dream life. That version isn't an abstract theory. It exists at a specific vibrational frequency. Do you feel trapped by an old identity holding you back? If your life feels stagnant, if your goals seem distant, it's not because they are truly far away. It's because your current identity is still entangled with a version of you. The one that doubts, delays, and self-sabotages. The moment you shift your belief about who you are, not just in thought, but in your embodied state, everything begins to miraculously rearrange. Most people never truly understand how this works. They spend their lives trying to force change from the outside in, with relentless hustle, struggle, and pushing. Have you ever experienced moments of jumping without even realizing it? Quantum entanglement explains why your energy can affect matter, why your internal state influences the results you receive, and why even your subconscious programs don't operate in isolation. You are constantly emitting a signal into the quantum field. That signal isn't your words, it's your vibration. It's how your identity interacts with countless possibilities. Quantum jumping is often misunderstood. It's not magic or escapism. It's a recalibration of your identity that allows you to move between entangled realities. Realities where different versions of you already exist, waiting to be observed, activated, and lived. Did you know that feeling of being meant for something more is actually a signal from your future self? You've already felt this. That moment you made a decision and everything instantly changed. That was a quantum jump. That sudden shift in perception where you saw yourself differently, even for a fleeting second. That was a timeline ripple. The gut feeling that you're destined for something greater. That's not imagination. That's your future self leaking through the cracks of reality. In the quantum field, time isn't a straight line. It's a layered structure. This means your future self can reach backward as easily as you can reach forward. You're in a continuous feedback loop with the version of yourself who already achieved it. What truly happens at the quantum level when you transform yourself? This connection is active right now. That's the code. That's the secret. The field doesn't need your effort. It needs your coherence, your clarity, your frequency to match what you're asking for, not with words, but with being. Quantum entanglement is not just a scientific theory. It's one of the most well-documented, yet least understood phenomena in modern physics. It describes how two once-connected particles remain linked, so changing one instantly affects the other, regardless of distance. What's often overlooked is its profound meaning for you. Your consciousness, your identity, and your personal reality. You're not a lone particle. You're a living, breathing field of consciousness, constantly interacting. Despite your best efforts, why do you feel like you're still circling in an old script? Like those particles, you've been entangled not only with others, but with countless versions of yourself existing across different timelines. Here's the biggest bottleneck. Most people remain entangled with the version of themselves in survival mode, clinging to the old, still afraid. Not because they want to, but because they've been trained through repetition, trauma, and deep identity loops to do so. What you remain entangled with, you constantly reinforce. You broadcast it. You collapse it into reality. So when people say, "I tried to manifest, but nothing works," the issue isn't their effort. It's that their deep subconscious signal is still broadcasting from are you unconsciously governing your reality with a version of yourself you no longer desire to be. The quantum field doesn't respond to desire or pleading. It responds to frequency. Your frequency isn't determined by what you think for 5 minutes a day. It's shaped by what you embody every moment. You are the observer, and the observer collapses the timeline. But which version of you is doing the observing? That's the question most people never ask, and it's why most people never jump. Because jumping isn't something you do, it's something you become. You cannot quantum jump into your dream life if you're still operating from a version of yourself that doesn't feel worthy. Are you ready to reboot your very own operating system? In the next section, I'll show you exactly how to begin re-entangling your energy field. Not just through belief or mindset, but through intentional identity collapse. That's how we execute the jump. That's how we move. That's how we stop looping and start shifting. Before diving in, take a moment. If this message resonates, it means you're remembering something, not learning something new. That's what happens when entanglement activates. You don't hear something novel. You recognize something familiar that was forgotten. You've been entangled with a version of you that doubts, delays, and compromises. Here are 3 simple steps to redefine who you are. Now, it's time to rewrite the observer. Every moment you are choosing which version of yourself is looking through your eyes. Most people think they are their thoughts, habits, personality, but all of that is software. What most forget is that you are the one choosing the operating system, and you can reboot anytime. This is the key to quantum jumping. Not becoming something new, but choosing to stop observing from the self, entangled with limitations. The jump doesn't happen through action. It happens through collapse. This method has 3 parts. Witness, be present with the old identity without judgment. Sever, declare, this is no longer who I am. And choose, embody the new identity. The proof of your transformation isn't far away. It's right within your body and your very breath. These steps aren't a one-time ritual. They are a continuous way of living. Every day, every breath reinforces the new entanglement. Over time, the field will adjust because it has no choice. The observer collapses the wave into a particle. Reality conforms to the identity of the observer. The version of you already living your dream life isn't a stranger. It's a memory encoded in your energy field, a path still active, waiting for you to walk it.